Okay, this is Jared from Cambodia again. I want to show you a weird little machine that I've just gotten running again for a friend. It's was described as a Honda GROM, and it certainly looks like a Honda GROM, except it's not. It's if you look closely on the gearbox, it's a Hunjia, and it's a Hunjia MTX or something 125. Now, it used to be a fuel injected bike, and at some point someone's converted it to run on a carburetor, the same sort of carburetor you see on all the Honda Win 100s, and it's worked well enough until it stopped working today, or a couple of days ago, and it turned out to be a bad connection to the ignition module, which looks like it was borrowed from a lawnmower or a similar small stationary engine. And the wire giving it power basically had been twisted together, wrapped in tape, but not wrapped tightly and not soldered. So I was able to go and solder that, tape it again, did a good enough job to, with the taping to keep out the water and whatnot, stop it touching things, but not my best tape job because it's quite hard to wrap tape in a confined space in Cambodia, where it's really humid, so it's very hard to stretch your tape out when your fingers are basically covered in water. So anyway, this is the bike reassembled. As I said, it's not a Honda GROM, it's a carburetted clone. Now you can actually, I found out you can actually get carburetor kits for the actual Honda GROM, so it's probably not the weirdest thing in the world, but it's certainly one of the weirdest motorcycles I've seen, and something you're unlikely to get parts for, because a lot of the times when factories do clones of a product, they'll do a big batch, say 10,000 units. They'll sell them all in containers, take them down to the market and sell them all to the highest bidders, and that's that. The factory will close because they've gone and ripped off a product. They'll disappear, and if you've got one, you're not going to get spare parts, which is probably why this bike was available so cheaply and had a carburetor rather than a fuel injection module. Now, I also removed a few parts. I'll put them in front of the camera in a second. That is the factory airbox. Now, I removed that because we don't need it anymore. I've got a pod filter on the carburetor now. Why I've got a pod filter? Simple. The engine was melting the hose used by the carburetor to get fresh air, so that was imminently going to fail. You can see there's cracks there, so, or cracks like that. So I've put a pod filter on. Let's check her out. So that's running quite nicely. Not sure how loud it is on the camera. I've got another video of me running it and showing people how to adjust the idle on these carburetors. Anyway, there's the bike. It's quite interesting. As I said, it's a Hunjia clone of the Honda GROM. This is Jared in Southeast Asia, having fun with motorcycles. See ya.
Groove to break beats, live dance to techniques, slaves bringing the heat, Greek dance floor with raw energy, emotion, while styling, gliding and coasting, play 1 and 2 in, soul brother rocking, freezing a position, hardcore hair popping, stopping on the snare, moving on the drum, it's the headbanger boogie, open up and get some.